Hello, hello. I never know how to start these things, so I'm just gonna jump right in. It's been a couple months since I've been on here to record a video of what I've been working on. I'm Sarah, otherwise known as Love Sockwool on Instagram and Ravelry. Mostly active on Instagram. Occasionally get on Ravelry just to look up patterns. Anyway, welcome back to my channel. It's been quite a while, lots of life changes. As many of you may know, we have moved from Minnesota to Alaska, and we are in Alaska now. And it's been great. It's been such a good move. We love it here. It's beautiful. I don't know how else to say, but just like, it's like soul relieving to be here. It's just really nice. So I'm very thankful that we're here. We're getting settled. My older two kids are off to college. So just Juliet is here with us, and she started her school. We're homeschooling, but we're also doing like a homeschool co-op. So she gets to go into a town that's nearby for in-person classes, which is really nice. So she's doing like math, science, history, lit, those kind of classes with the homeschool co-op. And she has quite a bit of homework to do. We've been troubleshooting and learning how to do Google Classroom, so that's been good. But she's pretty self-directed with it and doing great. So very thankful for that. Where do I even begin? I have so many shocks. I have so many shocks I can show you. Otherwise known as socks. And perhaps I should just show you them first, because I have a whole stack of them here to show you. Some of these I started on the way here in the car for the road trip, and then lots of them I have finished since we arrived. And then there's a couple here that I've already gifted, so I can't show them to you. Like I finished the orange drops Fable socks I was working on for Ben. He might be wearing them today. I'm so sad I can't show you those. I did share them on Instagram, but not as a picture on my feed. It was like in a story, so it's long gone. But first up, let's show you the ones I started on the road trip here. These two, I was on a serious like rainbow kick. I just wanted to knit all the rainbows. This one is rainbow, no wait, what is it? Rainbow Yo-Yo or something? I can't remember the name, but it's by Mustache. And I just love this color. It's just so fun. She's just such an exquisite self-striper. Mustache is. And then this one is Freckled Whimsy, and I think it's called Sunshine and Snow Cones. This again is such a happy color. Anything that's got like a neon yellow stripe, sign me up. And then I don't know what, oh, I think this was the color that came with it, the contrast mini. And this is on Freckled Whimsy's Splendid base, which is the 85 Superwash Merino 15% nylon, which is like my favorite base. It's just so plump and squishy and lovely to knit. I love it. So those, I finished the first socks on the road trip, and then I knit the second socks once we got here to Alaska, to our house. All right, and then I want to show these. These are so beautiful. So this is Kayla Litton's, the Crazy Sock Lady. This is her new pattern that she came out with this summer called the Vanilla Bean socks. Just a really simple, lovely, squishy, textured pattern. So I started these maybe a day or two after she came out with the pattern, and super fun to knit. And this is on Ruby and Rose's The Business of Life, one of her Downton Abbey colorways. I love this colorway. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like taupe mauve purple. Like it's so pretty. I love it. So these were delightful to knit. I was contemplating casting on another Vanilla Bean sock, but then I didn't, because for some reason my brain could not handle anything that was pattern. plain, give me all the plain vanilla. However, ironically, here's another pattern sock. This is the Monkey Socks by Cookie A. This is definitely a blast from the past. I knit so many pairs of monkey socks like 10 years ago or something. And I had not knit a monkey sock in so long. So it was really fun to knit this pattern again. It looks complicated, but it is so intuitive the way this pattern is written. Like once you've knit a couple repeats, you don't even need to look at the pattern anymore. You can pretty much memorize it because it just makes sense. The pattern makes sense. This is in Mama Jess yarn. Is it Mama Jess Knits? I think it's Mama Jess Knits. And this was her Summer Sock Knitting 2025 colorway. And she did, I think, like a knit along with it with maybe a hashtag, but I think I forgot to tag the hashtag when I posted these in a story on Instagram. But I think I did get them done before the end of August for sure. Yeah, I definitely did. But anyway, it was so fun to knit these. I really enjoyed knitting this pattern and knitting with this yarn. And it was look at that, 2 pattern socks. Who even am I? Everything else is plain vanilla. So the last time I uploaded a video here to the tubes of you, I was knitting on this sock. I can't remember if I had finished the first sock or if it was still in progress. I don't know. But this is a Homespun House Patreon yarn. I think it was the April Patreon. But what I did was, or at least one of them was the April Patreon. I can't remember which months they were. But for the legs, I did one main color. And then for the foot, I picked another Patreon yarn. And just, so it's not all, the legs are in one color, the feet are in another. But what I did was when I picked up for the gusset, I alternated colors just to kind of blend them. So that was fun to do. And I was all excited about that. I was like, oh, I want to do this with other yarns. I don't know if I will, just because it was a little bit fiddly and I had to always think on the gusset when it was time to change yarns. So I don't know if I'll do it again, but I might. But it was fun to do this time. So yeah, a Homespun House, and this was her Patreon. I'm not sure which. I think this was April, and then I have no idea what the other one was, but I think she called this Spring Fling, and maybe this was like Heartbreaker or something like that. I don't think I kept the tags. Sorry. Okay, and then this is a Christmas colorway by Ruby and Roses. And it had been wound up in my stash, just sitting there, and I kept looking at it thinking, man, I really just want to knit socks with that. I don't care if it's Christmas yarn, and it's July, I'm gonna knit it. So I did, and this is Mistletoe Mixer. I think she came out with this colorway last December, so fairly new Christmas colorway by Ruby and Roses. I just love it. I would like knit a whole sweater in this colorway if I could get my hands on some more. And then I just did white for the cuffs and the toes. I super enjoyed knitting these. Give me a light colored yarn with lots of speckles. I am happy. Okay, now so this is some Patons Kroy. I cast these on very soon after we got here in Alaska because I just felt like, man, I'm in Alaska now. I just need to knit some Patons Kroy socks. It just felt right. So I had this yarn in my stash. It is, I wonder if you can see this. It says blue raspberry on there. I don't know if you can see that, but it does say blue raspberry. And you can get this anywhere. Online, you can get it at Michael's. They had it at the Michael's here in Anchorage, because I was just there. And I, of course, had to see what kind of sock yarn they had. But all they had was Patons Kroy for sock yarn. I don't think they had anything else other than that. I don't know if they ever have any other sock yarns, but I was impressed that they had this color. Let me take this off. So because this is Patons Kroy, I find this yarn is much thicker than regular sock yarn. Like it's really thick. Like it's almost like a sport weight in my opinion. So I go up to a 2.5 millimeter needle or a US 1.5, and I think I cast on 56 stitches. And I pretty much always do 28 rounds of 2x2 ribbing because I like a nice long cuff. I think they fit better, and I just think it's really cozy to have a nice long cuff. And then I believe I knit maybe 65 rounds for the leg, regular heel flap, heel turn gusset. And I didn't do anything fancy. I just kept knitting straight from the leg into the heel flap. I didn't cut the yarn or anything because I just don't care. So I'm so excited to have these done. These are very, very warm, cozy, durable socks. I've made Ben Patons Kroy socks, and it's 75% wool, 25% nylon. You get 166 yards per ball. So you do need 2 balls for a pair of socks. And for Ben, I actually run out of yarn for him. I finished a pair of Patons Kroy socks for him earlier this year. I've already given them to him. I think he's actually wearing those today. I think he is. But I ran out of yarn. And I did contrast heels and toes for him, and I still ran out of yarn. So I ended up having to order a 3rd skein. It was in the Dad's Jacquard colorway in order to finish those socks. So I actually have a little bit of that left over. So for him, I guess I need 3 skeins. But what I was going to say is this brand is so durable, especially for men who like stomp around in boots all day and very active, which he is very active. And he wears his hand-knit socks all the time. But I had knit him some Patons Kroy in the, like, what was it called? Like red, brown marl or something. Actually, hold the phone. I will show it to you because I bought more of it. So back in the day, like probably 10 years ago at this point, maybe 8 years ago, I had made Ben a pair of socks in this, what's it called? Gray brown marl. I made him a pair of socks in this colorway, and I like fairly recently just had to throw them away because they finally wore out, but he wore them for years. Like that's how long these lasted. So even though, gotta be honest with you, it's not exactly my favorite yarn to knit with because it is kind of rough. It's not super soft. But it is like, it's like real sock yarn. That commercial bulletproof sock yarn. So it is worth doing for Ben. So I don't really feel like knitting these right now, but maybe in the future I shall. For Ben. I will do it for Ben. Okay, last pair I'm going to show you that I started here after we got here is some Opal socks. These are, hold on, I'm losing my, because I still have the label, but I'm using it as a bookmark. And I'm trying to remember where I put my book. We might just go for a walk and go get my book, because I wanted to show you this book anyway, because we'll talk about books. Let me see. Yeah, here it is. Sorry if this is giving you nausea. Let's see. All right, let's get set back up here. Fun fact, you can use yarn labels as bookmarks. I'm sure many of you do that. So this is Opal Aquarell. Isn't that a pretty label? But the yarn collection is Aquarell, but the name of the of the colorway is Herzenreise. Herzenreise. I think it's translated Heart's Journey. But all of the colors in this collection are like this. Like they, you know, it's like very speckly and then with stripes, which of course I love. So I love this. And the number, in case you're wanting to look it up, color Farba 11536. And then here, I'll show you. I have another skein of, look at this, you guys. I got a yarn cabinet. Isn't it beautiful? It's kind of blue and vintagey. I found it on Facebook Marketplace. When we came, we didn't hardly bring any furniture with us, so we've been slowly getting pieces of furniture, mostly on Facebook Marketplace, which has been a great deal. A lot of people are selling stuff in the, hold on, let me make you better. Sorry if I'm giving you seizures. Okay, there we go. I just wanted to show you the other Aquarell. This one is kind of like a green and purpley one. It shows, yeah. See, isn't that fun? I love this line. I don't know how new it is. It might be not that new, but I had not seen it before. I ordered it right before we moved. So yeah, and I got it on Etsy, I think. If you just go to Etsy and put in Opal sock yarn, all these yarn shops show up that sell it, like US shops. So you can get it, if you're in the States, you can get it from a US Etsy seller. So yeah, I'm so happy these are done. I think at the same time, I also bought this one. This is the Zauberwald. What is that? Like magic forest? And this one, I think that's a Yeti. It's supposed to be a Yeti, I think. Let's see. Die Unsterbliche Legend. You Germans out there will have to translate for me. But I think it's supposed to be a Yeti. They also have a unicorn one in this line. This line is so pretty. I have not knit from it yet. But again, it's kind of got like speckles. It's like a gradient with speckles. And I thought this would be nice for Ben because it's good colors for him. Anyway, I just thought I would show you that. Okay. That is it for socks. I, of course, as you know, I love sock wool. So I love knitting. I'm always knitting socks. But at the current moment, I only have 5 sock whips on the needles, which is legendary for me. Normally it's in the 30s, but I have grown. I have matured. I don't know about that, but I have decided, or rather, it's totally fine to have that many socks on the needles. It absolutely is. But I have learned for myself that if I do let myself get that many socks going, I don't knit them. Like they just don't get knit. So I've decided that for right now, for this stage of my life, I cannot have more than 5 sock whips on the needles at any given time. So if I want to start another sock, I've got to finish one before I can start another. Now, obviously these are my rules and I can break them whenever I want and it's fine, nobody cares. But I just know experientially for me right now, if I have too many on the go, they just don't get knit. And then I feel like I'm wasting the yarn or wasting my needles because I'm not working on them. They're just sitting there. So I would rather have less on the go and they actually get done than to have too many and and hardly any of them get done. So does that just make you happy? There's nothing cozier than a basket full of socks. Okay, so let's just talk about this, the few sock whips that I do actually have on the go. Let's see. All right, let's start with this one. All of my bags are Mountain State Stitches. Jenny, I believe is her name. Okay. Another Ruby and Roses. This is Legacy, also part of the Downton Abbey collection. This summer we were on a serious Downton Abbey kick. We finished all, well, I've watched the whole series multiple times, but it had been a couple years since we watched it. So we finished all the seasons, and now we need to watch the movies because there's another movie, Downton Abbey movie, coming out in September. Oh no, yeah, yes, no. Is that right? I don't know. Ask the internet knows. So this is Legacy, plain vanilla, and it is on the rose gold base. Most of my Ruby and Roses yarns are on the sparkle base, which is called rose gold. Love it. Oh, pink heel there. Got my little bee gnome by Lock and Lou, and that's Lach and Lou, Lou. She has a website. So you just type in lockandlou.com, it should come up. I always get lots of questions about my Lock and Lou stitch markers. She is absolutely the gold standard. She's just so good with her details. I collect her little gnomes because they're just so adorable and cute. I love them. So I'm almost about halfway down the foot on this one, and it is a first sock. Do I have any second socks? Probably not. I don't think I do. We'll see, because I can't remember. Okay, next sock, and this is actually a pattern sock. Also has a Lock and Lou gnome on it. Okay, so this is, I actually have the pattern right here, so I can show it to you. Hold on, I'm getting tangled. I have like extra needles just falling out of my bag. So this is called the Cozy Waffle Socks. And this is a paid for pattern, and I downloaded it on Ravelry. I think it was $3. Definitely worth it. If you love textured sock patterns, this one is just so nice, and it's so easy, memorizable. Once you see the pattern, you'll be like, okay, got it. Super squishy. I love it. I'm ready to turn the heel, but for some reason I haven't. Okay. So yeah, Cozy Waffle Socks. And this is in Ruby and Roses, rose gold. This is Magic in the Park for the contrast here. And then this is Villager. This was the Advent 2024, the full skein colorway. It's so pretty. I just love it. It's like a taupe background with all the beautiful Christmassy speckles. I really love it. And then for some reason I have a Halloween gnome holding a pumpkin with a candy corn hat by Lock and Lou. And this is just a first sock. So again, if you want to check out that pattern, I'll try to remember to link it down below, but it's just Cozy Waffle Socks. So yeah, and it's by, it just says Hand Knit Yarn Studio. I wasn't, it doesn't have a person's name. That just, I guess that's their company or their business or something. But yeah, hopefully I'll get back to these. I kind of have taken a little bit of a temporary hiatus with my sock knitting because I'm so obsessed with Scrappy blankets right now. Was that it for socks? I feel like that was only 2. Surely I have more than that. Do I only have 2 socks on the needles? I probably have more. But like I said, I've been taking a little bit of a break from socks. I'll always be knitting socks, but I'm really enjoying my Scrappy blankets right now. And so I've been focusing on that. And some of them aren't exactly scrappy. They're just blankets. So let me show you those first. So when I got here, I kept thinking, I want to make an Alaska blanket. And when we lived here 18 years ago, that was when I actually first got into knitting. And when I knit my first sock was here in Alaska, in this very house. And one of the other things I kept knitting, or what I learned to knit, was all the rage back then was making felted bags with Noro yarn. like this. Although I don't know if this particular base was out yet, but I was obsessed with Noro yarn, and that was when I lived in Alaska. So here I am again in Alaska, and I was like, I'm gonna make an Alaska blanket with Noro yarn, and I'm just gonna do a grandma's favorite dishcloth pattern where you start in a corner and you just increase until it's as big as you want, and then you decrease, and it's just a big, huge square. You can also do it as a rectangle, but I think I'm just gonna do a square. So here is what I have so far. Wow, so cool. It's so stripy. So I'll tell you about the yarn in a sec, but like I said, it's Noro, which is a lovely Japanese yarn. They have lots of different bases, and all of them are like this gorgeous gradient. And typically it's with wool, silk, linen, alpaca. Like they use a lot of fibers. And I'm doing like what I said. I don't have a pattern. This is just cast on a few stitches, start increasing. But I am doing stockinette. And normally it would be garter, but I thought it would look nicer, and you could really see the gradient well if I do stockinette. And it's completely mindless. You just increase one stitch at the beginning of the row, both sides. And yeah, I'm doing, I think about, what am I doing? Yeah, I'm doing a 3-stitch garter edge on both sides. So I have a stitch marker so I don't forget. And at the beginning of each row, I just increase after the stitch. So I knit 3, and then I do a knit in the front and back on both sides. And then I either knit or purl based on whether I'm on the right side or the wrong side. And I've already knit 1 full skein, and I'm on the second one. And what I did was I ordered 7 of these, and the base is Noro Rikka, and the fiber content is, it's 57% wool, 22% alpaca, 21% silk. I am not going to do the math on the show, on the show here to see if that adds up to 100%, but I'm assuming it does. And this is a bulky weight yarn. So this is a bulky weight blanket. And the thing that's so cool about this is that it will knit up quickly. I'm already on the second ball. I'm also using US 9. And this is the Addy Rocket Squared. So see, it's like they're a cube. It's a cubic, but it's got like texture. So it's not too slippy, but slippy enough, and it has the nice sharp points. So I'm currently working on this color, which has more like springy pastels. But then I've got this one, which is also kind of springy actually. But I also have lots of this color, this type color. I didn't order 2 of the same colorway. All 7 of the ones I ordered are different colors. This one's kind of a little bit more autumnally. And then, you know what? Let's just go look at the rest of them. Sorry, you're seeing my laundry room. We're in the downstairs. It's like a sitting area, laundry room, treadmill, TV area. Okay. I'll just take all of these out so you can see them. Okay. Aren't these fun? They're so pretty. And the thing is, even though they're all different colors, it'll all go together. It's a blanket. It's fine. So I think my plan is to, I'm on the increase side. I'm not even halfway done with this, but I'll probably increase for 3 balls of yarn and then decrease for 3 balls of yarn. I do have a 7th ball that I may or may not use. We'll see. We will see. Let me pop these back in my yarn cabinet. Sorry for going off screen. Okay, so that is my Alaska blanket. was so cool that I found this yarn is that it gives a little description of the base. And, you know, because we live in Alaska, it's going to be cold here. You want cozy, warm blankets in the winter, especially. And the cool thing is, I guess in Japanese, Rikka means snow crystal as a beautiful flower. And it says that right in there. I was like, that's so perfect. That's so perfect for Alaska. So, so yeah, I'm pretty excited about this blanket. I kind of put it aside for a little bit because I got really excited about some other blankets, which I will now show you. Okay. Hold on, where can I put this? Let's put that there. I'm going to take a sip of water because my throat's getting dry. Okay. All right. The other Scrappy, well, a Scrappy project that I started once we got here is I just was really wanting to work on a DK Scrappy blanket. And this is also a Grandma's Favorite Dishcloth pattern. It is super simple, but this one is garter. So you just start at a corner. And then this is just all garter. And it's just whatever yarn I feel like knitting on. I do. And I'm knitting these, like it's double stranded, so it's DK. And I usually will just make myself up a magic cake with colors I just want to knit with and put it on my blanket. So there's not really any ends to weave in because there's just, everything's magic knotted. Hopefully the magic knots will not fail me. So far, so good. I feel like I dropped something. Oh yeah, I dropped my yarn label on the floor. It's okay, I don't need it. So that's that pattern, or blanket. I should probably tell you what size needle I'm using. So this is, actually, I don't know. I have to refresh my memory. It's actually pretty small. I can't remember if I'm using a 4. They're Knit Picks needles, and sometimes they have the size on here. I'm honestly not sure. I think it's a 4. I'm a pretty loose knitter, so I usually do have to go down needle sizes. I know a lot of people for DK weight projects might need to use a 6, like a US 6 or bigger, but I usually need smaller needles. Let me see if this one, yeah, I don't know. I think it's a 4. Not really sure. But this is how big it is. And again, I started it and I was like so gung-ho about it, and then I kind of haven't picked it up for a while because I keep getting distracted by other Scrappy projects I want to work on. So let's talk about the next one. But that's what's so fun about Scrappy projects. You can just knit them when you want to. There's no rules. Let's see, hold on, I'm grabbing my next project. This one is the jelly roll. And I'm almost done with the 5th strip. So I think I showed this on the last video, and it's a fingering weight jelly roll, and I'm using mostly self-striping yarn. But I have put some variegated in here just because I wanted to. So let's see, where are we? Okay, so I'm almost done with the 5th strip right here. This is some Knit Picks Felici. I only have like another inch and I'll be done with the 5th strips. So yeah, it's super colorful. Honestly, it's kind of hideous. But I think that's okay. That's the point. It's meant to be just colorful and random. So once I'm done with strip number 5, I will obviously start strip number 6. But I think I'm gonna put a bunch of variegated yarn when I start the next strip, just because I want to, because I got some new yarn in the mail last week, and I want to knit with it, but I don't want to cast on socks with it. I just want to knit with it. So I've got some Ruby and Roses. I'm just going to wind off little 5-gram balls. So this one is Culture Shift. I've got, this is also Ruby and Roses. This is Italia. Sunshine. Whoa! And then I've got a couple of Homespun House. I've got Blueberry Tea for Two and Jawbreaker. And I just want to put them in my blanket. And they're fun and colorful and bright. So I'm probably just going to pull off like little 5-gram balls and make a little magic cake. It won't be very big because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's only 5 colors. So it'll only be like 25-gram little magic cake, but that'll be so fun because then I get to knit with this yarn without feeling like, oh, I need to start socks, because I am actually trying not to cast on so many socks because they don't get knit if I do. But I can knit on my Scrappy projects and play with them. I could put bits of all of these yarns in all my Scrappy projects, and that would be just fantastic. This is all I have left of the Knit Picks Felici that I was finishing up that 5th strip. This is General Store. I think I showed you guys these socks. General Store. Knit Picks Felici with the last video. So it's fun to put that on my jelly roll blanket. Okay. Before I show you the next 2 Scrappy projects or blankets I'm working on, I finished my Cozy Memories blanket. This Cozy Memories blanket has been on the needles for 6 years. And I finally just decided, okay, I'm gonna put an I-cord border on it and call it done. And I immediately started another one, so I'll show you that. Actually, can I show you that one? Shoot, I forgot that. That one is upstairs, but it's only like this big. But I did start another Cozy Memories blanket. I don't know if I can even show how big this is. I haven't measured it or anything. I don't even know how many squares it is. I think it's 13 by 13, which is really not that big, but it's definitely like a throw size. And I'm good with that. That's fine. I don't really need it to be much bigger than that. But I'm so happy I got it finished and that I got the I-cord border knit on. And I think it looks really nice and clean and sharp. And I used Crazy Sock Lady's tutorial. I-cord, like, I don't know. Is it like the Knitted On I-cord? If you just go to Crazy Sock Lady's YouTube channel and look under her tutorials, you will see it. I think it's the only one that's there. It was quite simple to do. It did take me 5 days to do it, which is really not that bad, but it kind of felt like a long time. But I knew it was worth it because it really just finishes off the blanket really well. So it's very nice to have to have finally finished a Scrappy project, because you guys know me. If you've been here for any length of time, I start 5 million Scrappy projects, but I rarely finish them. So yeah, which is fine. I enjoy the process. It's okay if I don't finish them, but it is nice when I do get them done. Okay. So I want to share that. So I actually have a finished project actually. Okay, back to where I was before. Okay, so this is the Cozy Comfort Throw by Molly of a Homespun House. I don't know if I've ever shared this one. I can't remember. But what I'm doing is I'm holding a strand of fingering with a strand of Suri Alpaca, because I just have random colors in my stash, and so I'm trying to match them with yarns I want to knit with. So the whole thing is got Suri. The Suri is kind of like the mohair silk, but it's much fluffier. So I'm using quite a few just minis, that leftover minis that I have. Like this one is Ruby and Roses from a mini set from a long time ago. I actually just wound it together with the Suri just so that it's all ready to go. I did that with quite a few colors just so that they're all ready to go and I don't have to think. So let's see. I think this one is a Ruby and Roses of some variety. I think they're just minis. They're maybe from Advents, mini skein sets. Not really sure. But they're all wound up with the Suri, ready to be knit. This one is fun. This one is so pretty. Oh, I love that purple. I've got like kind of like a deep taupe. It's all ready to go with its corresponding Suri alpaca. This one is actually pineapple yarn. I think it's coastal strawberry. That'll look really pretty too. So yeah, I love this one. I just recently picked this one up again. I guess the weather got chillier. So I've been really just itching to work on warm, cozy blankets. Pretty much all of this yarn that's in this blanket is Ruby and Roses. There might be one or two that are not, but I guess I really like her yarn, so I keep having blankets with basically just her yarn. But oh, it's so squishy and it's so warm, so I'm really excited to keep working on this. All right, I think I only have one more blanket to show. My most recent cast on. So this one is a Boucle blanket, and I'm so excited about it. I hope I keep going with this one. I have tried to knit a Boucle blanket before, and I ended up frogging it because I think I just wasn't crazy about the yarn that I had, but I'm trying again, and I have new Boucle yarn to work with that hopefully I will stay excited about. So this is Arkansas Yarn Co. and the colorway is called Modern Flannel, and I love it because it's like kind of autumnal but also kind of Halloween-y. Just perfect for fall right now. And then I've got my little donut stitch markers. I'm using a US 7. I do know that. And I cast on this many stitches. It's basically my wingspan. So it's on a 60-inch cable. So it's a nice big throw size. And I'm basically using the Cozy Comfort throw pattern by Molly of a Homespun House. She's knitting a Boucle blanket as well, which is why I'm inspired to knit this because hers just looked so cozy. So I've got a couple of colors from her coming, but I don't know when it's gonna get here. I ordered it before all the tariffs got enacted, so it's through customs and everything, but it's just stuck in Seattle. And I've noticed this when I have packages, they're just in Seattle, and they go back and forth between Seattle and Kent, Washington, and they just go back and forth. I just watch it go back and forth. Eventually it will get it will get sent to Anchorage, but I don't know when. But anyway, so I have 6 skeins of Boucle. Yes, but I only have 3 in my possession at the moment. And those 3 are from Arkansas Yarn Co. So these are just fun, like grays and speckles. And then the ones from Molly, I think are more pink. I got 3 from her, like a pink color, kind of a lighter green. And I don't remember what the third one was. I just hope it comes. We'll see. I'll keep you posted on that one. So I'm really excited. Well, so once those come, I can lay all the skeins out and see what order I want to knit them in. But I had to get going, and I thought, well, this one's just nice, kind of light gray with the speckles. I'll just get going. This will be the baseline. beginning colorway, and I'm sure they'll all go together and it will be fine. So yes, I'm loving this, and all I want to do is work on this today. I think that's all I have to show you. There's probably more, but I'm getting really hungry for lunch. It's only 11:30, but I'm starving because I eat oatmeal for breakfast, and that just never sticks with me. I don't know why I keep thinking that it will, because it never does. I'm always starving if all I eat is oatmeal for breakfast. All right, quickly, what I'm reading. Yes, I am on book 4 of the Timeless series by Gabrielle Meyer, who is a Minnesota author, and it's really fun because she was, well, when I lived in Minnesota, she was local to me, but I'm not there anymore. But these books are so fun. They are, it always has a character who, they're marked women, which means that they occupy 2 timelines. So when they fall asleep in one year, they wake up the next day in their other timeline, and they're always like hundreds of years apart from each other. And usually I think the author usually picks years that have like pivotal historical events that happen in it. So it's really fun and a very clever just idea for a fiction book. So anyway, this is book 4. The first one, just go on Amazon. You can look up the Timeless series by Gabrielle Meyer. The first one is When the Day Comes. And the fifth book is already out. And then the 6th book comes out, I think, in November, but you can already pre-order it. We have all 5 of them. I'll probably be pre-ordering the 6th one shortly. But I want to get this one finished. Finish this book first. But it's so good, and I can't wait to go to bed at night so I can read my book, because that's pretty much the only time I have to read. What are you reading? What are you knitting? Are you crazy about scrappy projects like I am? That never changes. All I want to do is just knit socks and scrappy projects. That's fine. That's all I care about. That's all I want to do. So leave me comment below what you're working on, what you're reading, what you're enjoying right now, as if you're in the northern western hemisphere. I don't know if it's autumn or fall where you are. What are you the most excited about? I will let you go now because I'm starving and I need to go eat lunch. So I will leave you be, and thank you for watching. Yes, click like and subscribe. I'm toying with the idea, I don't know if I will. I'm toying with the idea of a YouTube membership, but I don't know if I have the brain capacity for it, or if anyone would even want it. Because I hate to charge money for people if I'm going to be flaky and not upload regularly, because if I were to do that, I want to be consistent. But if I did, it would probably only be a couple videos a month, to be honest, because we're still figuring out homeschooling, and also we are going to Florida. We're in Alaska, but we're going to Florida for 3 months. So there's lots of moving parts and upheaval, and there's gonna be a lot of traveling. So it makes it tricky for like, oh, I don't know when I can upload because I don't know when I'm gonna have time. So you can tell me what you think. No pressure. I'm not putting any pressure on myself for it, so we'll see. Sorry for saying again. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy your knitting and your crafting, and God bless you, and I will see you next time. All right, bye.